Chefs of the future, COF Nation, COF Nation. Chefs of the future, welcome. My name is Rich, and if you click play, you are part of the nation, and I welcome you. And today we welcome somebody that's making his return to season 2, first time back in person. My man Malik, was good.
What's up, Rich? Thanks for having me. I'm honored to be here once again.
Yo, thank you for stopping past. And listen, make sure you subscribe. Make sure you comment below. We have some giveaways to tell you about. Stick around to let you know the details on that. And if you haven't already, make sure you head on over to anchor.fm/chefs of the future. You'll see a part where you can interact with us. Do so. Leave your comment, suggestion, record your voice, join the conversation. And now, so Malik, I want to catch the COF Nation up to date with what's going on with you. Let them know what's good with you and how you feeling and how you've been adapting to everything.
Oh man, I'm feeling great right now, Rich. My stimulus hit and my taxes also hit, and I'm back at work, so that also hit. So I'm doing great right now. But on a serious note, I'm very happy to be back in work. I'm a research coach, so I work with kids. So I'm excited to be able to work with the kids again. I like to play games with the kids. So yeah, it's a lot of fun. But the only thing is, of course, due to COVID, social distancing. So it's kind of weird, but we're slowly adjusting to it. Yes.
So you're the perfect person to be on today's show, because this is going to be an episode that we talk about school foods. It's been a trend that we've been talking about. We've been, and more specifically, the impact it'll have on the psychology of the kids moving forward. Just having to go through the whole shift in the way they consume their lunch and the way they interact with others during their lunch, or lack of interaction with others while they consume their lunches. But so as a shopper, right, during this pandemic, how have you been discouraged to go out to restaurants, to go out to eat more, or you find yourself cooking in more, or what's the deal with that? How you been?
Well, I'd say I honestly I found I learned how to cook more. I see how much helpful it can be opposed to going out all the time to eat. But it hasn't bothered me. I like to go out to eat because this is something that we normally do, and that shouldn't change. We did have other viruses that certain people walked around with, and they told us about, but it didn't really, kill us. Unfortunately, yes, it did kill some people, but we were still able to live our lives. So I'm happy that, they're opening up certain places again so that you can eat. Because, sometimes I don't feel like cooking. Let's be real. I just got to work. I don't want to cook.
Now, look, and you echo my own sentiment as well. I cook all day. The last thing I want to do is come home and cook for myself. It's kind of like when you look at that shoe polisher shoes, yes. It's always dirtier than yours because he polishes shoes all day.
Yes.
Last thing he wants to do is go home and polish his own.
Exactly.
So yeah, I get that. But it also brings up the conversation of, do you feel like it's going to be a fundamental change in the way that people view dining? A lot of people see the benefit, financially and health-wise,
right,
when it comes to cooking their food at home and having that wholesome meal where they know, where the food came from and the preparation process,
right,
throughout its entirety, opposed to eating out.
Like I was saying, I feel like it gives people, people that normally don't cook, it gives them, something to if you could cook now, you're able to, how could I say, you pretty much you got options now opposed to not having options. Normally if you didn't know how to cook, then what are you doing? You're ordering out all the time. Mm-hmm. So I'd say in ways due to this pandemic, it gave people time to cook or learn how to cook. Gave them another perspective on food just in general.
So do you use the delivery apps? Because
Not,
I don't at all. Like,
not really. Nah, it was not for me. I normally just go into the store and order whatever, or I'll call them. Like I feel like I'm just like that. I'd rather call and then they ask me delivery or pickup and I can answer.
But it's only because I'm impatient. That's the only reason why I don't. And I make my decisions like super quick and on the fly. So when I decide I want something, I hop on the scooter and I go get it. Like, you know, it's not like a much delay process where I have to like pull out the phone and then decide, you know, what store I'm gonna use to buy my food from. Like, you know, what food
Right.
I'm gonna actually eat once I decide what delivery app I'm gonna use.
Right.
But that's a perfect transition to our giveaway, and our giveaway is $50 of Grubhub gift cards. All you got to do is be a subscriber. All you got to do is be a subscriber and comment below your favorite food to get delivered from the app. That's it. All you got to do, leave a comment on this video and be a subscriber, and you automatically enter yourself into the competition of winning that gift card.
That's $50.
That's it.
That's free. That's free food. Right.
That's
there.
for the food. That's for the family. That's for you. You can eat a couple nights. You can eat one night if you're that kind of person. Look, subscribe, comment below, and enter your submission for that gift card. All right. So you have worked in the food industry before, though.
Yes, I have.
I do remember that.
I used to work at KFC.
Uh-huh.
I was there for 4 years. I learned how to prep. I already know how to clean, of course, and I also learned how to deal with customers. So it was a great experience. It's not something that I enjoyed all the time, but it was definitely a great experience.
So what's the, like, working with customers, right? You bring up a great point because you have to become multifaceted.
Yes.
When you work in the food service, because there's the food aspect, but then there's also the service aspect, yes, which is the key point that I'm always talking about here on the show, which is providing that hospitable experience, yes, and keeping that intact, because it's very much so a public service which you're providing to the community. You know, you're promising them a safe, clean, family-friendly place to purchase their food. So they come in with a certain expectation. Sometimes it's not a real expectation that, yes, they come in with, like, Marriott Heights. Expectations into a KFC. Come on.
Yeah. I'd say, like, well, just being in KFC in general, like, a lot of people don't like to wait online. Mm-hmm. So a lot of people don't like to, order from people that they don't know. No,
like talking to the mic. That's what I meant.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I was saying a lot of people don't like to, like, wait online. So a lot of people don't like to order from people that they don't know, or, like, say if they have to repeat themselves over and over, they're gonna get impatient. They're gonna get upset, and most of the times, like, that's one of the reasons why customer service is, like, kind of hard for some people, because it's like, y'all want me to do everything and not getting upset over, like, the things I can't control. I want to say, just go ask my boss, but
and it's so easy for our anger to transition at our job, or at something that happened while we at work,
like at any job,
but to transfer that energy into the customer's experience. It's so easy. And at one point or another, I feel that we've all been guilty of that, where we've had that phone call or that text or, just that experience with another employee, and it, yes, transitions into, like, a snappy response with a customer, or, and it's difficult to, yeah, skate that line of staying professional and, being safe in a kitchen environment, and also being hospitable and responsible to the guests.
Yes.
And understand, like, they are the priority. And they're the ones that, we're here to make sure it has a safe and, clean time at the local KFC or any place, Yeah. And the higher you go up in service, the more vital it is to make sure you're providing that service, to a higher and higher standard until you get to that Marriott where, it's supposed to be that pristine,
Yes.
hospitality service.
I'd say, like, honestly, if you go to any place, you know what I'm saying, it is all about your hospitality. If the employees have an attitude while you're ordering, then you're like, you know what, I don't gotta go here. I'd go somewhere else. You know what I'm saying? So I'd say, like, anywhere you go, you want to have that Marriott, experience.
Yeah.
Just because, like, that, I guess to say, like, it shows, like, character. Like, if you could really trust getting food from these individuals, even though they're here for the money. You know what I'm saying?
No, you bring up a great point because it's about the mentality of the worker.
Yes.
And if you treat every day like you work in a 5-star hotel or a 5-star restaurant, a Michelin star restaurant, then you'll be providing the best service possible for the customers who choose to eat at your spot.
It's for the customers. We do for this business, but it's for the customers.
So we could transition into a brand new segment on the show. And look, make sure you comment and let us know how you like this new segment. This segment is called Hood's Best.
Who's best?
Hood's Best. All right. So now, on this segment, we gonna time it. You bring out the time. You got your phone on you?
I think my phone.
Yeah, it's right there on the table.
All right, hold on.
Let's get that. So in this segment, it's gonna be a time segment in which we have topics. And the guest is gonna Malik is gonna try to guess what the description fits. And if he gets it right, we move on to the next question. There's gonna be 5 descriptions that he's gonna try to guess the answer to. And we're gonna see how this works. So we're gonna put 2 minutes on the clock. And all of these are gonna be things that you're gonna find, if not the best versions in the hood, you're gonna find the only versions in the hood. So you gonna start that timer, brother? We can start that timer. All right, so we got 2 minutes on the clock. So in terms of sandwiches, right? Not hamburger helper, but
Chopped cheese.
chopped cheese. Ding, ding, ding. You got that? That was an easy one. All right. So the most common halal food in the hood is chicken and lamb gyros and
Chicken over rice.
ding, ding, ding. All right, 2 for 2. Now, this popular hood drink is known for its green and white color scheme and reliable price.
You said popular colored drink.
This
Is it an Arizona?
ding, ding, ding. Let's go.
I need my
So
hands.
how we doing on the time? So look. When a store,
1 minute.
so when a store sells cigarettes outside the pack, it is known as what?
A Lucy.
Woo! Wait, the store. What is the store known as?
Oh, a bodega.
No,
A
like.
deli.
Come on. You said it.
Cuddy's? Cuddy spot?
All right, I give you that. I give it because you said it. Lucy Spot. I was
Okay,
looking for
Lucy
Lucy Spot though. We was looking for Lucy Spot.
My bad.
Last one. The granddaddy of breakfast sandwiches in the hood is what?
Bacon, egg, and cheese?
Ding, ding, ding. 5 for 5. How we looking on the time? Did you make it? Let's go. How much time you got left?
35 seconds.
35 seconds. You set the record with 35 seconds left. Hood's best. Let's go. So you did that in 1 minute and 30. You got 35 seconds left. My guy.
Thank you. I appreciate
You
it.
smoked it.
Oh man, I was nervous. But I'm from New York. I'm
Let's
lying,
go.
Man. This is all we know. Like,
Yeah.
if you know, you know.
Let's go. This is what we're here for. So look, that was Hood's best. Now listen. School foods, right? Whoop. School foods.
Okay.
You work at a school. You work around kids.
Yes.
Now, here on the show, we did talk about, like, we reminisced about how it was to eat at a school when
Yes.
we had Steve and we had Baby Wiz here.
Okay.
Now, where I red flags popped up when I had a conversation with my niece, and she was saying how when she eats lunch now in person, whenever she is in person in the school, they designate a teacher per floor to go around to each homeroom classroom to see how many kids went lunch, and then they send the teacher down to the lunchroom to get the white bag lunches and brings it up to the classroom. Now, I'm not here to, trash talk the white bag lunches. We've all had the white bag lunches. That's something that's been around for decades. That's not going nowhere no time soon. I have no animosity towards that. Now, my problem that I felt that was so shocking was in lights of keeping the kids safe, of course, you reduce the amount of kids that could gather together. Right. And so when they eat lunch, they eat them in smaller groups, being their homeroom classrooms. So they're not around, let's say, 60 other kids, but they're only around a dozen, right, or 15 or something like that. So, which makes sense. Now, I'm asking you as a professional that worked in hospitality, and myself, that works in hospitality right now, what is going to be the psychological effect on the kids that were compromised this time in eating lunch? Even when they're in person at school, the compromised dining experience. Because look, let me tell you, as somebody who knows the at least for New York City, the executive chef that works in the school foods program for New York City, and his wife, and tens of thousands of dollars go into research to those little styrofoam plates and that spork packet. This is thousands of dollars of research and tens of people that go to sleep and wake up thinking about how to improve these things and make it to the best as possible, to prepare the kids for proper dining experiences. The urge to dine around others in a community environment, and but not only to commune with other people, mm-hmm, but to do that around food has been something ingrained in us for thousands of years. Back to when we was in caves, gathering around to cook food and to absorb heat. Right. So yes, that's where it stemmed from. Yes. And then through that, we was able to share information. Yes. So food, right, the communal aspect of eating together and the passage of information is very vital, for us as humans. Right. For us as humans on an evolutionary level. Yes, absolutely. So knowing that and to see how it's compromised by, having all your food delivered in a paper bag, not on a proper food tray, not using a proper, eating utensils. What that does to mystify and to throw yet another cloak on the food industry and how people perceive it, because then you're consistently burying it, underneath this shroud of mystery, and now you're not eating it even on a proper, serving, utensil, like being a tray no yes, more. Yeah. Now it's just like you're opening up a piece of paper. Oh man, I mean, now that you put it that way, definitely I think is going to be very damaging to the kids that's growing up, that's in school now. I don't know how long this, this type of distancing and space is going to keep up, but it's going to be very hard because maybe some kids will never have the experience of dining out or going on a date. You know what I'm saying? They won't get a chance to experience that, because eventually, if everything is pretty much handed in a white paper bag, then most likely all they're gonna know is how to order for delivery. Mm-hmm. I'd say as long as their parents in certain ways still show them dining and proper etiquette, then they'll always have that within them. But if their parents is leaving it up to the school, then we'll have a problem, because they won't really know or have the proper experience of dining. But then also, the schools help raise kids as well. You know, they spend more time in school. We spend more time in school, in public schools, you know, growing up. The teachers are just as much, you know, influential on us as our own parents.
That is true,
You-
but
Mhm.
I say like your first teacher is at home, and
Oh, yeah.
depending on the person, they will let that be known. You know what I'm saying? Like, you could, well, just by working with kids, I also realize how many parents are really in their kid's life. Not like that, but having a genuine conversation. If the kid could, because kids, they have short attention spans. So just having a conversation with the kid, you could kind of sort of figure out where their head is at. If they could listen to a demand or, just like that. So I'd say as long as, like I said, the parents is in their kid's life, even though they work so hard to live a certain lifestyle, they'll get it.
See, like, okay, the reason why I want to view it so astutely is because I see how, if you look at fast food,
Yes.
and how over the decades you have kids that was desensitized to fast food by their parents, and each generation becomes more and more accepting of fast food because of their previous parent. To the point where if you go back, not even 3 generations ago, they had a huge stigma against fast food. Where it's like, look, no, we don't eat fast food. To the second generation where we eat fast food once a week or, once a month.
Right.
Then it came once a week. Then a couple times a week. Then we get to the point now where...
It's like a norm.
Yeah, where it's like, look, you can eat fast food 5 times a week and nobody, is going to bat an eye at you.
Right.
Because you're getting it through different means. And also, fast food isn't how it was before. They have more healthier options.
Yes.
We can't neglect to say that.
Right.
But it's the desensitization, that will eat away at the psyche of the future consumer,
Right.
which are the kids that are currently in school now. So I'm saying to just completely serve them every single meal out of a white paper bag, it's I feel anyway, it's gonna have an effect
Yes.
later on, with how they perceive, their food, first of all,
Yes.
and have their options as when they go to shop.
Yeah, I feel like maybe it might come to a time where we don't even go to the supermarkets anymore to look at our food. We're just ordering, and I think that's crazy. 'Cause-
And that feeds into the fundamental shift that some people feel like is going on with how people prefer to eat now, which is more towards the delivery, format. And we did have the conversation, a couple months ago at this point,
Yes.
of like the delivery apps and
Yes.
how we feel like they're impacting the restaurant industry and
Oh yeah.
and
Definitely.
the consumer perception. Again, because it's all about unveiling, lifting the shrouds of mystery
Yes.
between how the food is being grown by the farmers and cooked by the chefs and eventually ends up on your plate, or ends up wrapped up in your aluminum foil,
Yes.
and for you to eat.
Right.
It's about unveiling all of that mystery, and that's why we're here. That's why we're trying to, the main goal of the show.
Yes. Absolutely. Yeah. I definitely agree with you. Trying to unveil like the mystery on like what's pretty much like keeping it together or what's making it fall apart.
So now the question is for y'all. How do you feel this current time period, over this last year or so of having to be in school is going to have to affect the kids, dining choices moving on in the future? This every meal in a white bag kind of mentality. Of course, it's for their safety. Of course.
Yeah.
And it's for the best. I'm not disputing that. But it's just to start pondering the idea of it having a lasting psychological effect on the kids as future consumers,
Right.
and diners at our restaurants that we'll be working at,
Yes.
in the future. So,
Yes.
comment below, join the conversation, subscribe for more content like this and all that. And my guy,
Thank you.
thank you, brother.
Anytime, brother.
Hell yeah.
You know the vibes. Yes.
And
Oh,
look,
I was honored.
now it's time to make that final transition.
Okay.
That massive transition. Keep it locked because you know what's coming next. My guy, he spit. So you know we're going to do it up. Say it for the food, Pound. Say it for the food.
Say it for the food.
Look, make sure you tune into that episode to watch my guy tear it up. And keep it locked. Subscribe for more content like this. Share this for all the real talk that we be sending your way. And we are out of here.